one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
You ain't shit, and you're never gonna be shit with your little ass dick. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, you nigga with the sauce. And the one they call it Don too. Man, fuck y'all niggas.
And we're back with another episode of The Sauce with the Don. Today, it's your host from the East Coast. I go by John Paul the Don.
Okay, that was kind of different. But I go by the name of Kevin Marin, the Sauce. Kevin Marin, your man. Kevin Marin, your girl. The one that never be boofing. And the one that always be coolin' or boolin' with my chulin'.
Yeah.
And yeah, son.
Yeah,
what's up?
I'm trying to work on a new intro, so.
We're trying to work on mad things, you know? We're trying to work on trying to get famous. We're trying to work on getting more viewers. We're trying to work on a new intro. I feel like last week, the grind is now.
Yeah.
The grind is definitely now. How was your week, bro?
It was good, especially after that event we went to.
Which one?
The hip hop entrepreneurs event.
Yeah. We went to a hip hop entrepreneur.
Very inspirational.
Very inspirational. It was literally 5 individuals, all from Queens, which is that in itself is very inspirational. But we all know that Queens gets the money. But it was a Hispanic who lobbied to make sure that 30% of contracts in New York City were Hispanic owned, which I think is completely incredible. And that they wanted to make it decrease to 1% apparently. I don't know how. I don't know. They didn't want to renew any contracts. But he made sure that it was only 30%, that it remained 30%, which I think is completely incredible. And I commend him for that.
There was a guy that makes children's books for kids that aren't just little white kids.
Yeah. He decided to find a way on how to include other people, because if you're a person of color and you're reading these picture books or the Cat in a Hat or Goldilocks, you know, your child is probably going to be like, but dad, like, where are the books where the girl looks like me or the boy looks like me? And I think that's what inspired him. I think his daughter probably is the one who told him that.
Yeah. And
it's like, I need to make books for this. And what's incredible is that he just only recently started. He only started like 2011 or something like that. And he already has like 30 books published.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then there was this other woman who used to work for the Knicks, but then worked for Hot 97 for a long time. She's the one who...
Summer Jam's her baby.
The created Summer Jam. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Like, I guess now, thinking about it, like, that's incredible. Summer Jam is supposed to be the biggest hip-hop show.
It is the biggest. Yeah.
You know, they sell out at MetLife. That's where Jay-Z hung... No, that wasn't Jay-Z.
No, it was where Nas wanted to hang. He didn't go.
Where now, you know...
Where Jay-Z brought out Michael Jackson.
Where Kanye West didn't do shit.
Kanye West came out with Lil Wayne to do Lollipop remix.
He also came out with Swizz Beatz, and they had like the beat battle, like which beats are better, Kanye's beats or Swizz Beatz beats, which is pretty dope. Speaking of Kanye West, there's actually a party on Friday tomorrow.
That's fake.
Nah, that's Kanye West.
That's
Kanye West versus Drake.
They literally post that every week. I see it every week.
I don't think they're gonna be there. I think it's just the music.
They post it every week though. They say, "Oh, Kanye West versus Drake pop up party," some shit like that.
My boy like hit me up and was like, "Yo, pull up to this," and I was like, "Bro, I don't really want to go because there's not gonna be any pussy there, and then Drake's music is gonna be playing, and I'm gonna be all in my feelings, and I'm gonna want pussy."
What the fuck?
You got to think of these things. You know, pussy's always the mission.
Oh.
And on Friday and Saturday night.
All right. But yeah. So
continuing on with the hip hop entrepreneurs thing, there was this guy. I'm sorry that I don't know their names, which is unfortunate. But there was this one guy who decided to create his own clothing line by taking all NBA patches and putting it on his jeans and jean jackets. And apparently that was ginormously successful.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he said that in Vegas, the girl who asked for like thousands of orders was the owner of Lids.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like
you never know who you're going to meet.
I was listening to this interview with Karen Civil, and she was talking about how she went to Home Depot. And if you don't know who Karen Civil is, she's like, right now she's an activist. She worked with Hillary Clinton's campaign like crazy.
She did Lil Wayne's fan page.
Yup, all that. And now she's still grinding. She's still in the hip hop community. But she was in Home Depot and she saw this guy, there was like a long line, and this guy slaving away and like working as fast as he can to get these customers like down the line. She just saw him like going fast, checking every person out, and she was impressed by this, and she went up to him and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a job to be her assistant, because she saw how hardworking this guy could be, and if he were to apply that to something else, he would be great. And so you can never know exactly what situation you're in where someone can appear and you can be blessed to go to somewhere greater.
Yeah. Who else was there?
So who else was there? And then there was this other guy who I'm not really sure how he was in the hip hop community, but he owned the fried chicken spot.
Oh yeah. Apparently he's on like XM radio.
Oh yeah, he's on XM radio. He's on was it Shade 45?
I think so.
Yeah, he's on Shade 45, and he's at from 10 p.m. to like 4 a.m. Which is a pretty crazy shift. Because thinking about that, he probably works from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then he's going to cook, probably set up his shop at like 8 in the morning. It's probably open by like 11 p.m. for lunch, 11 a.m. for lunch.
Yeah.
And that's just right then in itself is completely inspirational. You gotta, they always say that like sleep is ready for when you're dead, you know. If you want to sleep, if you listen to this interview with 50 Cent, when they were asking him about like, he's like, yo, like when he was working on Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, not the
album.
The album. And he was saying, you know, he's like, yeah, in the morning, like I work on Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, and so he's like, yo, well, when do you have time to work on your music? He's like, don't you sleep? He's like, sleep? Yo, I'm not trying to sleep. If I'm trying to get this money, like I gotta work all the time. There's no sleep for the week. And it's true. It's anything is possible, but you gotta just, I don't know, man.
You gotta work really hard and never take no as an answer. Always keep pushing.
Who said that?
That's what they were saying over there at the
Never take no for an answer?
And you got to ask a question to them, right?
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have worded it a little bit differently.
Yeah, but they went in on that question.
Yeah, so my question was, basically it was, have you guys ever been subject to having to sell yourself out? How I really wanted to word it was, started off with...
To like move forward?
I wanted to like have it with examples. So I wanted to begin like, in the history of music, when jazz first came out, blah, blah, blah. But then black people using it. But then it wasn't until Benny Goodman, who was a white man. He still had the most diverse band, but it was a white man where it became popular to the white people. Same thing with rock and roll. Chuck Berry was doing all that, and it wasn't until Elvis Presley it made it cool for white people to listen to rock and roll. And then rap, it hasn't really been doing that. But as you can see in all these industries, people have been whitewashed. Have you personally ever had to be whitewashed so you could be subject or you could be appreciated by the masses? That's how I wanted to word my question. But, you know, I feel like I said like too many times. I said too many times. I was speaking too fast. But whatever. That's neither here nor there.
So slow down.
That's neither here nor there. But their response was like, no, you can't. But they also distinguish the difference between whitewashing yourself or just being assertive, I guess. Like, always making sure that you don't even think about your color or think about your gender. Just know that you're there to complete a mission. The lady from Def Jam, or from the one who created Summer Jam, she made it apparent how people, it's not, if you go into a meeting and you're the only black woman and it's all full of white men or just men in general and you think you didn't do well, it's not because you were a black woman. You might have not been prepared. Like, that could be a thing. The only reason is not because you're a person of color. Yeah. Even though that could be a component.
Like, don't look for excuses.
Don't look for excuses.
Just try to be better.
And you always got to try and be better. But that's neither here nor there. And I hope, I hope that people can see these people. We saw these people, success stories, and know that it's real, that people actually grinded.
And it's possible.
To be able to. And
definitely gave us inspiration.
That's it's a reminder. It's a wake-up call, if you will. And I think we're in a good place because you need to think about this. I was at work today and my boss was saying how he wants to hire a salesperson, so they could get more clients for the company. Mm-hmm. He started off as a sales guy. He he looked at a database and saw thousands of names, and he would just call them and be like, "Hey, we have this service for you. Would you like to have us as one of your clients?" And people would say no, of course not. People would be like, we're not taking sales calls. Oh, we don't take sales calls. Oh, no. You can't imagine how many no's this guy definitely heard, until he got a person or a client. So he was telling me, he's like, he wants to hire a salesperson, but people nowadays think cold calling is beneath them. You know, doing that is beneath them, especially millennials. You know, millennials don't really want to talk on the phone. All they do is text and stuff like that. And that made me think of how, like, if we set ourselves different, of where we don't care about that, we don't care about no as an answer, and we would separate ourselves from everybody else, from every other millennial who nowadays, most of them don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They will take no as an answer and just say forget it. And I think that could set us apart from other people and make it a little bit easier or make it better for us. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I completely agree. Which is why I want to, like, get my foot in the door any way I can. Just try to, like, do as much as possible. That's why I want to get the YouTube up, get the YouTube perfect. Get a Facebook page. Just
gotta do that.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
And
do more interviews.
Do more interviews.
Like videos.
Get more content out. Just not just the podcast, but our content, like videos and. We gotta
have a brand.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So.
Because, you know, like when we share on Instagram and Facebook, like we get to our friends, but we gotta go past that. There's more people. Our friends aren't necessarily going to be the ones that want to hear us. Yeah. But whatever. This is a boring topic. This is something I guess we should talk about on our own, really. So, what do you think about Obama's last week? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Obama's last week.
I mean, it's the last time we get to...
Our first ever black president. Maybe only one for a while. Maybe even in our lifetime.
Yeah, probably. I mean, hopefully not, but...
Hopefully not, because you need to understand, in politics, right now, in the next like 10, 15, 20 years, there's a cycle is going to happen where a lot of thousands of politicians are going to need to retire because they're just getting too old. And the new generation of politicians are going to come. Now, that is not to say that you don't have your Tommy Lawrence, you don't have that guy who's been talking shit, like,
what guy?
I forgot his name. The one who went to the college and talked bad about feminism and about women's rights and stuff like that. And who actually was supposed to have a meeting with Martin. He was having a presentation with Martin Shkreli. They were going to have a debate at a college, but then they decided to cancel it because of their rhetoric, which I thought was dumb. But regardless, you're still going to have your Tommy Lawrence, you're still going to have your racist Republicans who, you know, have their specific views. But I also believe that you're going to also have a big surgence of the other side that will hopefully be in politics.
Obviously, there's more of the other side since Hillary won the popular vote.
Right.
So it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time, and hopefully we just move to a better future. I'm not saying that everyone should agree on anything, because they shouldn't. That's not what democracy is. That's not, democracy is having opposing views, but be able to come together in the end.
Yeah.
And if people can just morally, think with a moral brain, we would all be okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe eventually when we do become this brown society where everybody is mixed.
That's not going to happen anytime soon.
Probably 100 years.
Yeah, we're not going to be here.
You're right. But our grandkids, and that's how we need to start, our generational wealth and grind for our generation so we can make a stamp in this world and hopefully do change.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the last time for a while it gets bumped. My president is black.
My president was black. That's all you gotta say. My president was black. My Lambo was blue. And now we goddamn my rims were too.
Yeah, I got to repossess. But yeah, it's sad. I don't want to think about Obama or Trump. In news, Taxstone got arrested.
Yo, R.I.P. to my nigga Taxstone.
Not dead yet. Hopefully he doesn't continue to be boofing. Or he's going to have to start boofing. He's going to have to start boofing. Man, it's sad. At first, I mean, I wasn't talking about it online. I wasn't snitching on nobody. But you and me had a conversation about what I heard, saw, video, everything. And I literally told just you, Kevin, no one else, the exact story that the feds were saying came out.
It's crazy that you told me that, because when you told me the story saying like, no, it could have been tax, I still didn't believe it. I definitely still didn't believe it. What was fishy to me is that I listen to this guy's podcast every week and never once did he mention it. Never once. And this guy hates Troy Ave. We talk shit about Troy Ave all the time, and the time he gets shot, the time he can be like, oh ha ha, you punk ass nigga, like, you got shot. Like, look at you now. Like, you're a bitch. Like, your man died. Like, that's some shit Tax would say if it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And that's what was fishy to me. This nigga never tweeted. He's fucking Honduran, Brooklyn ass nigga. Never fucking said a word about it. And that's just what was fishy to me.
He's Honduran?
Yeah, he's Honduran.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's from the same neighborhood Kenneth is from, because he's Honduran too, in Brooklyn.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, Taxon's Honduran.
But yeah, they say they got the DNA on the gun, on the trigger, the handle, the magazine. Yo, it does not look good.
It's not looking good, and I pray for him. I pray, that everybody is good. But if he really did kill a nigga, like, I really can't forgive that. But then again, like, niggas get away with murder all the time.
And at the same time, we don't know exactly what happened.
Right.
We don't know if I don't know. I don't know how to justify it.
I don't understand how, like, these videos come up of, like, that one video where everybody's running in the shoot. Somebody was just recording some nigga's back, like, when they started that video.
I think somebody was recording, in general, just recording the altercation. Like, when you're recording an altercation, you don't really want to have your phone out like that.
I guess you're right. So do you think that... So, let's just set the story. Like, they're at Irving Plaza, or Irving Plaza?
Yeah.
They're at Irving Plaza, and you think just Troy Ave just pulled up to Tax while he was chilling in the green room?
Well, I don't know what happened, but speculating, I think Troy Ave came up to Taxstone with a bunch of guys, and Taxstone wasn't playing that. And Taxstone was like, "What, you gonna try to jump me? No." Bang, bang, bang.
He just had the gun on him.
But, at first when I was looking at all the information or whatever, I thought it was Taxstone's, whoever Taxstone's friend was, a friend of Taxstone. I wasn't saying Taxstone did it, but
you thought he was affiliated. Or not affiliated, he was associated with the crime.
Yeah, definitely. I always thought that, because you can see him running in the video. I mean, I guess.
I mean, everybody's gonna be running if gunshots went off.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like he's running straight out, and Troy Ave is looking for him and pointing at him. Like, I don't know. It's just complicated. And if he did do it, then if justice is served, it's gonna be sad for hip hop, because he was doing a lot for it. He put on a lot of people.
He put on a lot of people. He shook up, an industry that really wasn't kicking with hip hop. If you look into the podcast industry, it's a lot of, white people. They have Freakonomics, they have Serial, they have TED Talks, they have No Jumper, they have Versus, and really the top names, Joe Rogan, the top names, they weren't hip hop people. It was Taxstone who, his podcast was being number one for a little bit. It would trend. His interview with Beanie Siegel, which is all just Beanie Siegel gossiping, which in actuality isn't that good of an interview, because it's just Beanie Siegel talking the whole time, and it's just him gossiping about Meek Mill and how he's upset that he wasn't able to get the show and get paid $15K.
Yeah. But the interview with Meek Mill, interview with Young Jeezy, interview with a whole bunch of people, and he was coming up. He was on the hottest MCs in the games.
Yeah. It's been on Uncommon Sense. And it's just sad. It's just sad to see a brother, a person, in the industry, and to have all the success, and
just someone like we kind of look up to.
Let it blow. Let it blow. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it in the end? Is it? And that makes me ask the question:
pride above anything.
Does the gangsta ever leave you? Does it ever leave you? He was a blood growing up. He used to be a pimp, would hold around 13-year-old girls while he was like 14. He would shoot niggas, like, maybe not that much, but he went to jail a few times. He would boof, he would stick things up his ass, an ounce of weed up his ass to take it to jail, like a real gangster does, I guess. So and he used to state on his podcast, like, I ain't with that gangster shit. It's stupid to me. Like, I'm done with it. So, but does the gangster really ever leave you?
Yeah, man. Look at Jay-Z.
Jay-Z probably still shoot a nigga? Nah.
Well, I mean, you probably could get someone shot and not.
You think Nori will ever still shoot a nigga?
No.
Nori used to be a shooter.
Yes, I know that.
Like, he used to be a shooter at 9 years old in Left Rack City. There was a story of him. He traded some dude for bullets, like 9mm bullets. Traded him something. I don't remember what it was. Then like a few days later, he still had the bullets in his pocket. A few days later, a crackhead came with a unloaded gun. It had no bullets, and the crackhead gave him the gun for like some reason, and he had like some money, and then he was like, you can play with the gun, but he didn't know that Nori had the bullets in his pocket. So Nori somehow, some way switched up, put the bullets in the fucking gun, and then pointed it at the crackhead, and like shot it in his ear, and was like, "You're gonna give me this gun, and you're gonna give me the money." At fucking 9 years old. 9-year-old little ass nigga here in fucking Queens, so I can shoot niggas. He was shoot up.
He was a thorough nigga. Like he was just thorough. He was real. You ain't heard Body in the Trunk with knives. Nah, Nori's another one I look up to. If he were to go to jail, I'd be heartbroken, man. Like I never want to see anybody go to jail, but at the same time, I never want to see anybody get murdered. So I feel bad. It's just a bad situation.
It's a terrible situation, and it makes me think of.
So someone putting so many people on from New York.
I mean, like who? Manolo Rose? Like
Manolo Rose.
But I think Manolo Rose is not gonna pop off.
He's popping off right now.
But not that much. I feel like
he's definitely gonna pop off.
I hope so.
Casanova, Designer.
Designer, definitely.
Designer, Bobby Shmurda. Fresher. Like, he was putting so many New York people on. It's crazy.
He was doing it for his city.
And it's just sad because we're not going to hear his podcast for a while.
I know. Maybe, unless he's doing it from jail on the phone. Like fucking, who was it? Mace? Not Mace. Who has a verse on the phone from jail? Styles P? No, not Styles P.
Does.
Shine. Shine has a verse like on a Diddy song. He has a verse from in jail. Uh-huh. So he's gonna record the podcast from jail on the phone. That'd be the rawest podcast ever. Oh, I bet you it'd be number one.
My thing is, I hope. All right, I mean, this is kind of weird, but I hope everything's cleared up. He gets to be free or whatever, and he can tell the actual story of what happened that night.
I don't think we'll ever hear the actual story from him.
Well,
because even if he is acquitted, like he won't.
That's it. If you're acquitted, you can't get tried again for the same thing.
I guess you're right. You could get appealed though.
Or like, no, because look at OJ. He wrote a book. If I would have
done it, literally saying that he murdered. But then OJ Simpson got his karma.
Yeah, but that's karma. That's different. If he would have, like Taxstone, I don't think he was doing anything else bad. Just, damn, how you dropped the gun? If that was him, how you drop the gun?
Or maybe the gun was just his boy's gun, and then he like touched it and was playing around with it, and then
the magazine, the trigger. You don't mess around with the trigger.
Maybe I don't know. My friend showed me a AK one time in Wisconsin, and I was playing with it. And
did you touch the trigger?
I touched the trigger. Like it was the safety was on, but I was playing with it. He was like, "Be careful. This is." He handed me this one gun which had no bullets. And then I was playing with it. Then he handed me another gun, which was his boy's, who was in the army. And he was like, wait, I think this one doesn't have the safety on it. He didn't have it on. And like it was like the camo and like the telescope. It was a big ass gun, mad heavy. Mad fucking heavy, son. It was crazy. But I didn't shoot it. Like I was in a house. I couldn't shoot it.
What do you mean you couldn't shoot it? You could have shot it.
I could have, but the safety was on. That's neither here nor there.
Yo, like, alright, so hope everything's good with Taxstone. Hope everything's good with Troy Ave. By the way, Troy Ave just put a statement out with his lawyer saying, what did it say exactly?
It was saying, we're glad that the facts are being set straight and that justice might come.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No, that's kind of snitching. And you can't snitch.
Why not?
I mean, if you're a gangster rapper, and first of all, he wasn't even cooperating in the beginning.
Right.
He knew who Taxstone was. If it was really him, why would
and he's not cooperating now.
But he literally just said, "I'm glad the facts are coming out." Well, his lawyer said it. But yo, if I was Troy Ave, I would come out right now.
Is it not facts that his prints are found on the gun? Is it not? Is that not a fact? That the facts about the investigation are coming out. They're coming out. I don't understand how that's bad.
It's kind of like. Yeah, like you're green.
Dog, there's people in the hood who snitch all the time.
That's all right.
Who don't care. Like,
right.
Once they get caught, they're gonna snitch, and that's it.
But when you're not OG, but like Troy Ave, like you in the spotlight, you're setting an example for people that believe in this no snitching code.
What does this nigga care though?
He definitely cares because he literally almost got killed the other day.
That's facts. It still didn't say anything. So
I know,
exactly, and
he's not. So him putting that statement out is dangerous. I think. Both. First of all, I don't think it's right. Just if you want to keep it in the streets, you guys had a fight, you killed someone, someone got killed, you're fighting. What are you snitching for? Don't keep it in the streets. That's how people say it. And another thing is, if you're gonna like do that and not cooperate, why agree with it now? Like you just don't. If you want, I don't know. It's complicated.
I mean, I guess it's complicated, but I'm not from the streets. Me neither. Never claim. And if some nigga like shoots my boy, I'm snitching. Bro. I'm snitching. Like I don't give a fuck.
I know.
I'm going to police. Like, and this nigga didn't snitch. He's not snitching at all. Literally, the police are making an investigation. It's coming out.
By the way, 8 months.
Investigations take long.
Literally 8 months. When I told you the exact same stories the day after it happened.
I don't know.
I remember being at work, texting you like, "All right, so this is everything I heard."
The internet was definitely a big factor, but you can't also
the internet snitched.
The internet snitched, and the internet's the biggest snitch ever. All these niggas are snitching, bro. Like people be killing niggas all the time, robbing people, and they be on Facebook Live snitching on themselves. You don't like it. Don't matter. Troy Ave, I mean, Tax don't like that nigga's video dry snitch on himself by not talking about it. It don't matter. In the end, it's what your life is. It's what you want. You want to not go to jail or whatever. You're gonna snitch. You don't want to be put away for it. Some niggas will do it. Round number 9, 98 years, bro. Bobby Shmurda's boy, who's part of that whole thing, just got 117 years. Son. Like fucking God.
What did he do? How many people did he kill?
Shit, how many charges would he get found guilty of?
I think that's ridiculous. What did he do? I was talking to my mom about that today. I was like, if I killed somebody, would you want me to go away forever? Like, obviously not me, but if somebody killed me, she said, yeah, she would want them to go away forever. I'm like, yeah, but you gotta look at the circumstances. What if I killed somebody and it was self-defense, or it was a fight, or I didn't mean to kill them, like something like that? Like, I don't think anybody should go away forever.
It depends. It depends on what you get. Bernie Madoff.
That's another thing too. I don't agree with that either. I think Bernie Madoff, he stole billions of dollars. I don't think he should go to jail for the rest of his life because he stole billions of dollars.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't go to jail for the rest of his life. He got 110 years. If you were to survive it, he could come out. There's a difference between life in prison, which is just straight up life, or a certain amount. But if you get the charges and you are found guilty of those charges, and you get a certain amount for each of those charges.
Yeah, but when you get 110 years and you're already like 60 years old, that's pretty much life.
It is pretty much life. It's pretty much death. You're going to die there. But I know. That's what it is. I think he deserves, because he literally cheated millions and millions of citizens who had retirement plans who won't get that back, who trusted this person with their money.
I know, but at the same time, it's just money. I know if it would have happened to me, I'd feel horrible, but I don't think somebody should lose their life because someone stole all my money.
It's stealing, and it's not just one person.
I stole, but it's only one person that's affected at a time. Like
they were all affected at the same time.
But still, if I stole from one person, it's okay because I didn't steal from millions of people.
Well, if you stole from one person, burglary, you're only gonna get like, let's say, a year in jail.
I think,
or maybe 6 months in jail.
If you steal, you steal. It doesn't matter how many people you stole.
Yeah,
from.
It does, because that's a certain amount of counts. You know, if you rape 3 people, that's 3 counts of rape.
I'm not saying the legality of it. I'm not saying I disagree with how the legal system works. I'm saying I don't think it's as bad. Well, rape is different, but when you're stealing, all right, if I steal from everybody on this block, if I steal from everybody on this block, I'm going to jail for life for that?
Probably not.
I think it should be okay. You stole from someone. Doesn't matter who you stole. If I stole from a bank, you know, like.
Yeah, but like Bernie, it's more complicated than that. He didn't only steal people. He promised people things. He was able to generate billions of dollars through it, and still lied on paper about the money he was doing. He was just taking money, saying it was somewhere else, but still, and then taking it for himself. And then he would take another person's money, put it in that something else, and then saying that it would go to this other place, but it's not. It's going to the previous place. And that's how the Ponzi scheme is working. And that's just illegal. It's bad. It's lying to everybody and putting in. That's why he deserves what he got.
I don't think he deserves what
he got. He did it to millions of people. It's not.
Yeah, all right. But
At the same time, yeah, he did do it to millions of people, but they also all are at fault for giving him the money.
I agree at that. But they're not at fault because
not at fault.
He was providing a service. Retirement plans, you know. He was providing a service that millions of Americans want. You could do at the bank. And
all right, I don't think he should get life though.
He doesn't have life. He has like 100 years.
All right, I don't
and
think
if he were to survive that, if he were to survive that, he wouldn't come out.
It's literally physically impossible.
It is physically impossible. He's gonna die in prison, as I think he deserves.
I don't think he should get 100 years.
It's just multiple. It makes sense to me because he has multiple counts. If you only stole from like 20 people, and maybe he'd only get 10 years, then that makes sense.
What if he stole from 10 people and it was the same amount of money?
Like billions?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the sanctions are of like I don't know if it's amount of money or
the amount of people.
Because I think it's more than that. It's like it's not just stealing. I'm sure he has other counts of like different types of crimes that he did as well.
Yeah.
Like promising something maybe or like probably like
false advertisement.
False advertisement, like false on like
identity theft.
Identity, like all that shit. Like it's just not one thing. It's multiple things that he did that deserves what he received, and I think he does deserve it.
I don't know. I think it was a little harsh.
Apparently, he's the guy in jail. If you want to get fuck! I just heard it the other day. It's like T or something. Like he's the T kingpin in jail.
Well, at least he's having fun.
Yeah, I mean he's also in like old people jail, like not old people jail, but in like white collar jail. You know, he's in jail where like snitches go.
So like
to get like a lesser
sentence. They play tennis and like.
I don't know if it's like that, but he's in like a not like
the jail that the dude from Wolf of Wall Street went to.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's like that.
He's not in some
maximum security prison where it's a private company where they're making you a slave. He's not doing that, you know. So like so he's chilling. Like he doesn't care. Like he's gonna die soon, as whatever.
What else is there to talk about?
But yeah, so do you think that like since he's like the kingpin of tea, like he has niggas sneaking tea up his ass and like bringing it to him?
I don't know about that. I don't want to talk about asses and guys' asses.
So you say you wouldn't bring me an ounce of weed up your ass if I needed it in jail?
Why would I have to put it up my ass if you're in jail?
Because I can't. You have to bring it to me.
In my butt?
Because you're gonna bring it to me. You gotta go through the scanner and like bring it and then talk to me. And then while we're sitting at the table, I'm gonna hand you the ketchup to lube your ass. You gotta give me the ounce of weed, and I'm probably gonna put it in my ass so I could bring it into the prison.
That's a good way to get something. You catch something like that. No, I would not do that.
That's fucked up, bro. Real friends. How many of us?
You would do that for me?
Nah.
And so then?
Or maybe I would if you really needed it.
Nah, I don't need
I'll probably get some gay nigga to do it.
All right, so Tagstone, Troy Ave. Will Troy Ave ever get mainstream?
Troy Ave is never gonna. First of all, Troy Ave is washed.
I don't think he's washed.
I don't think he's washed, but he is washed. Like no one cares about him. Like people find him corny, unfortunately, and not corny like the Fabulous way.
I think him taking the gun and shooting someone. I think that's the most gangster shit.
That's survival. It's called survival.
That is the most gangster shit anything I've ever seen a rapper do.
Still, nobody cares. Nobody cares about Troy Ave.
That sucks.
Troy Average is what they call him.
Yeah, but
who calls him Troy Average?
DJ Academics.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Academics.
He stopped calling him that. He said, I actually like his music now.
Oh.
And now that he raps about what he actually does, it made me like him more.
Yeah. I think Kanye, he's growing his hair out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I saw like a picture today. It's him growing his hair out.
Is it still blonde?
Still blonde. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, whatever's new. Like by the time this time next week, Trump is gonna be your president, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about that. If you support Trump, like go ahead. Like I ain't gonna hate you. If you do support Trump,
if you support Trump, let us know so we know that you're probably racist or
like
support one at least.
I forgot who I was talking to. I was talking to someone, and they were like,
keep your friends close and your enemies.
And they
close.
were like, I'm not racist, but as soon as they said that, I was like, if you gotta say you're not racist, you're probably a little bit racist. But she's not racist.
Well, why'd she say that?
I forgot what we were talking about. Something about whiteness, so I don't know. But she's like, I'm not racist or anything. And she's like, but I'm like, if you gotta say that, then it's because you're racist. I don't like. Nobody has to say the disclaimer. If you like support Trump, so this is all it is, bro. Like, I can understand. I can see how you could separate the thing, but there's still a fundamental problem with the hate and rhetoric, the rhetoric and the hate and the xenophobic rhetoric that he was spitting to the whole country.
I think drugs should be legal.
He said that?
No, I do. Me.
I think drugs should be legal too.
Every single drug.
I bet if you were to regulate heroin, coke, PCP, all that, you would have less addicts and less deaths of people trying to kill each other.
Less addicts, less deaths, less drug dealers. Well, no drug
dealers. That's not true.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be drug dealers, but it'd be definitely lower.
Because I went to Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And their weed is legal, and we could have just went to a store and bought it. But from a dealer, it was cheaper. You know.
Oh wow.
A quad at the store is $80, but from a dealer it was $45. And
yeah, but you don't know what. You might not know what you're getting from the dealer.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was fine. Like, we were in the suburbs of...
Do you think the quad from there would have been stronger or better?
From the store?
Yeah.
If it was the same strain, no, because he gave me, like, some medical shit and gave me some shatter or whatever. But the thing is that the store is taxed, so that's why it's more expensive.
Okay. Taxed that much? Jesus.
Yeah, so...
Well, wait, how much is a... I don't know. How much is a quad?
In New York?
No, normally, from the dealer.
It was $45, and in the store it would have been $80.
Oh wow!
Because it's taxed, but like it would have been powerful shit too. It would have been good ass shit. But that's neither here nor there. But yes, there would still be dealers. I think so a little bit, but niggas wouldn't have to kill each other for weed, like even and then it's not just weed, but heroin, whatever.
It would stop the cartels from wanting to bring it
into America.
There's a lot of things. The people in jail, like we wouldn't be putting so many people in jail.
Yeah,
crime would go down
for having a
drastically.
Like it's all. I don't know what there are some negatives of legalizing heroin because people can have it, which is bad.
People can have it,
but like in
people can have it now.
Exactly, people can have it now. Like it doesn't matter in hospitals. Like if a person is relapsing or whatever the fucking
they give them a little bit.
They give them a little bit. Like. It's whatever,
I mean, heroin is in some medicine.
Is it?
The opioid.
The opiate.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's like like Adderall or like Oxy, like that's all opiates.
Like if cocaine was regulated, not fixed, but like corrected and mixed right, made right, it could do some wonders. Just ask the people on Wall Street. They all take it.
Duh, yeah. I was telling my mom, me and my mom had an argument the other day about weed and shit. And I was like, you don't think like the people on Wall Street are doing this shit? People on Wall Street, in order to stay awake, they fucking got... I have a friend who she was like the top person in our class for econ. And she got an excellent job. Pays like $90K first year. And she had like a $10,000 signing bonus. But she works hard. She has to work. She's there from like 8 a.m. to like 3 a.m. Every day working hard because she got to do her shit. I don't know if she does blow, but I bet you in fucking investment banking, all that shit, niggas is doing blow. People are doing blow in order to stay awake because one, and it makes it like feel better, it makes it feel powerful. Coke is a rich man's drug.
Yeah.
So it's just whatever. I don't know. Fuck this shit.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand. I got New York City in the palm of my hand, and I can make it tight fist and make it crush you ridiculous. Oh, I can smack the world. Turn up. Oh no, man.
Got Bronx on my. Well, I don't know.
Got Bronx on my pinky, Queens on my tongue too.
No,
got good in that scream, fuck you.
I got Bronx on my pinky, Queens on my thumb, dude. No. I got Staten Island on my pinky.
Queens on my thumb, bro.
Oh, Queens on my thumb, dude. The Bronx on my middle finger, screaming "fuck you."
Son, Brooklyn's on that trigger finger.
I drop ice in Manhattan, so they the ring finger. I gotta keep Brooklyn
on the trigger finger.
Damn, Papoose.
His new shit that he's dropping.
Yo, Papoose is getting a lot of play.
That's good. He's been working hard. There's an interview of him like on Ebro in the morning.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to it like yesterday.
But old.
Yeah, with Kendrick Lamar.
I'm not sure.
When he was beefing with him.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
And he had like dropped his mixtape, and he was like, "Yo, Nania, like support my mixtape. Like, come on, like I just dropped this mixtape and it's fire." And he's like, "Yeah." And then Ebro, I don't know what the fuck he was saying, but
I was listening to an interview, and Rosenberg was mad that Papoose dissed Kendrick Lamar after the Control verse.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you went too hard. You talked about his mom. And he's like, okay, he's talking about New York, and he's a Muslim on pork. He's disrespecting New York and Muslims. This and that, and you're all inside, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you and Misinfo. And then he's like, what did Misinfo do? That was mad funny.
Whatever.
All right, so listen to us next week. We'll hopefully get a new guest.
Yeah, well, we should have a guest next Friday. We might have some bars next Friday. We might have a debate next Friday. So, yeah, you keep checking on us. We're going to be working hard. Please, let us know what you guys think. You know, we appreciate you. And, yeah, that's what it is.
Bye.
Peace out, my niggas.